Mina The Hollower is my favorite game of the year so far, and honestly, it deserves the 10 out of 10 ranking that IGN gave it. So let me go over why and just like kind of give you a review, because I think it's really hard to navigate whether you want to get this game or not, especially if you're, a casual gamer. It's like, it's a 2D game. It doesn't look that fun. It's a, top-down game. I feel like a lot of players aren't really attracted to games like this, but I would say that this game is fair. Like, it's easily a 9 to 10 out of 10 game. I'm having a blast on it. And if you've played games like Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silk Song, you would know that indie games like this kind of blow your expectations out of the water. It's kind of insane. So yeah, I personally think that IGN is kind of spot on with this review. It's super fun. I'm having a blast on it, and I'm honestly addicted. Now, so far, it's one of the best games I've played of this year, and I don't know if it's going to win Game of the Year. It probably isn't. It might win Indie Game of the Year for sure, just because of how much artwork and a lot of prep going into this game. But there are games like 007, Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, games like that have come out this year that I think will win Game of the Year, but don't get this twisted. Like, this game is phenomenal. You essentially are playing as a mouse that's named Mina, and she is a brilliant inventor and a member of the Hollower Guild. But that doesn't really matter, to be honest. I haven't really dove into the story. It's not one of those games, but if you did want to, there is lore around this. The Hollowers are cool, and the fun part about this is just the gothic, like, monster-filled aisle that you're in. This game hasn't been compared to Bloodborne, and I can see it. Like, the atmosphere feels a lot like Bloodborne, except, I mean, of course, it's a mouse. It's very similar to Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silk Song and a little bit of Bloodborne. I don't really know how to make of it. It's just, like, it's a really cool atmosphere for a game like this. And if you don't know, this game is made by the developers of Shovel Knight, one of the notoriously hardest games to ever play in Platinum. It is ridiculous. This game is no joke. The platforming is seriously the exact same. Like, I mean, of course, it's not the exact same, but it's ridiculously hard. This game is so hard. I struggled so many times. I've, like, almost thrown my controller. I get pissed at this game. But it's kind of an addicted, like, version of being mad. I don't know how to describe it, but, like, you'll be pissed for, like, an hour, and then you'll finally make progress, and then it'll just tickle your dopamine receptors. And that's kind of where the addiction for this game comes from. Like, it's going to be really hard, and it's going to be difficult, but when you beat the game, I just know that, a lot of people are going to say that this is one of their favorite games to play. I personally feel that way. Like, once I beat this game, I am going to be very happy. This game is solid. It is super fun, but it's difficult. Like, do not go into this thinking that this is just light work. This shit is hard. I have about, like, an hour to 2 hours of just purely dying and making no progress in this game. I have a total of 9 hours, and I'm kind of starting to get close to the end of the game. But just prepare yourself if you're deciding to buy this game. But yeah, honestly, if you liked Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silk Song, you would also like this game. Like, this feels like a very well-paced indie game. Like, it's great. The combat's great. The art style is phenomenal. I love, like, the idea of this. This is just, it's super cool. It's neat. But the genre of, like, Hollow Knight indie games that are, like, kind of 2D and within their own world, I love them. I think they're such a great idea. I think they progress gaming a lot, and I think that this game just proves that minimalist style can capture what gaming should be. It's awesome. Another thing I want to touch on is the fact that it is a 2D game with pixel art. It doesn't look appealing to the average player, but I would say that if you're thinking about getting this game, or you're interested, or even if you're not interested, just to keep it in mind that this game will blow your expectations out of the water if you progress the game. Like, it's addicting. You will have fun. I think it's awesome to see indie games like this specifically, where they're just top-down 2D games with minimalist style that have just, blown people's expectations away. AAA games cannot capture this. I mean, we all know why. It's because of money and business or whatever, but I just like it when games decide to put their all, or developers at least try to put as much of their style as they can within the game and just spend time making this game fun. Like, it's great. If you're wondering about the boss fights as well, the boss fights are super fun, and they got some really cool designs. I mean, just look at the boss that I'm fighting right now. I mean, I'm not too far in the game too, so if you started the game, you'll probably be fighting it early on as well. But it's a cool looking boss. The art design is fantastic. The boss fight is fun to play. Again, it's just one of those games that like doesn't look appealing, but when you're actually playing it, it's super fun and you just want to keep progressing. This game as well is a Souls-like, so you get flasks that you can upgrade, but the flasks work a little bit differently. So whenever you hit somebody, you see that yellow bar on my health bar, that will progressively go up, and then when you use a flask, that whole yellow bar will like get you HP. So in order to, it's kind of a cool system, but in order to heal yourself, you kind of have to be in combat, and then I guess it's just a cool way of keeping you engaged and locked in during the fights. But this can be super frustrating, so keep that in mind. Another thing too is at the bottom left, you can see your your inventory technically. So you have your flasks, then you have your weapon, and then in the middle there's the purple thing where those are throwables. And throwables you pick up on the way. There's multiple like throwables. There's also multiple like trinkets, and they're kind of like charms or talismans, kind of like in Elden Ring, where you'll put them on and they'll upgrade your character. And there are a ton of permanent upgrades. There's things like roses that upgrade your full health. There's like pouches that increase how many trinkets you can hold. There's more flasks that you can buy, inventory stuff. So yeah, there's multiple ways to upgrade yourself, kind of like in Elden Ring. But then there's also the method of leveling up with the bones. In the bottom right, you can see how many bones I have. I have 203, and I need 350 to level up. And every time you level up, you can spend it on your attack being upgraded, or your defense being upgraded, or how many like throwables, how much damage your throwables do, and also how much like you get for the coins that you get. So there's two different types of currencies. There's bones, and then there's gemstones. And these gemstones, you can buy keys, you can buy upgrade items, all this stuff. And then the bones, you just buy like replenishables. So you'll buy flasks, whatever. And then there's also bonfires in this game, but you kind of burrow into them. It's kind of a cool system. Another thing too is the burrowing. The burrowing acts as a dodge, but the dodge, I mean, it's not really a dodge because you're burrowing and you have to jump before you do it. But I would say that this part is probably the most frustrating. I'll try to like jump and burrow and get hit while I'm jumping, so it's not automatic. You kind of have to time it perfectly with what's going on around you, and it becomes super frustrating, but it is also kind of a unique design of having a dodge system. This game as well is open world and has fast travel completely. It's a weird kind of fast travel. You have to go through mirrors or other areas like tunnels, like vents, I guess. Similar to the Dark Souls series, and also Elden Ring. Kind of like the round table hold, there is, or like a Firelink Shrine, I guess. Kind of similar version of this, but it's a huge town, and there's a lot to do within this town. There's a lot of puzzles, there's a lot of upgrades, there's a lot of NPC side quests. Everything is there for you to develop your own character and build them and help you progress the story if the game is too hard. So it's not like you're locked into this one like hard, difficult system, but at the same time you kind of are. You really do have to develop your skills at this game, or else it's going to be a nightmare to get through. It's awful. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I just wanted to go over this game because there's not many reviews on it, and IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. It's a very confusing game to understand when you are just looking at it from afar. Like, it does not look appealing, but when you are playing it, it is phenomenal. I would recommend this game if you're thinking about buying it, or, you know, it's also 20 bucks. It's a very fair price, in my opinion. Anyway, have a good one.